You disgust me. Go on.
Fucking thing sucks!
Everybody, it is hump day and we are back after having 2 awesome weeks off to visit Chicago for Exotica. And of course, it's not Boob Tube without my lovely co-host Casey Carter and Desirable Bottom. Hello, ladies.
Hey.
I've missed you.
Oh my God. Listen, last week I didn't do my show either, and if it wasn't for the fact that Exotica had me exhausted, I probably would not have known my elbow from my asshole, as they say. You know. Yeah, this is. I love Wednesday. I love Wednesday because I live for all of this. You know, like I do my show before this. I got that little break in between, and if you guys only knew what happened in our pre-show half hour. Lots of shenanigans in the pre-show half hour, and that alone makes my
fucking
day.
Thing sucks.
Yeah, so happy to be back with you, ladies. Love Wednesday.
Gotta love hump day.
That right there. That is pre-show shenanigans.
That was pre-show.
Right there.
I would be talking and they'd be like, Kari, we can't hear you.
Tell them how many times you had to restart.
Like 6.
Yeah. But we are here and it is working like it's supposed to. So
it is working for sure. Hello everybody. We're so happy that you're
here. Hey guys,
let
me test this out for a second. Ted was saying that he's not able to hear us. So in the comments, I don't know if it's like a Ted problem or an our problem, but if anybody out there, send us a message. Let us know if you can hear us. Okay.
Alex, give us a thumbs up. Yes, no. Hey Whitney. Hello Alex. Hello Jason. Happy birthday, Jason.
Oh,
yes,
happy
Jason's
birthday, Jason.
His birthday was Mother's Day.
Yep.
Yes, May 8th. Was also my sister's birthday.
Let us know if you can hear us. All right, here we go. We're finding out what the delay is in this process.
5, 4, 3,
yes.
2.
Lorenzo says yes.
Lorenzo says yes.
Can hear you guys loud and clear. All right,
Jason says yes.
Ted.
All right.
Sorry, Ted.
User error.
Okay, so Ted,
go to your system preferences, check your sound.
Unplug and replug.
No, do not. Kari, don't touch your setup. Okay.
No, not Kari. Not Kari.
Okay, Ted.
Ted, like Kari did.
Okay.
Unplug and replug 6 times. Right. It's got to be
6
times.
Or unmute maybe the tab, because that happens to me a lot too.
What was that?
Unmute the tab.
Okay.
All right, everybody can hear us. There we go. Alex, what's up, man? Lorenzo, back.
What's everybody doing in the
on
chat?
His feet.
Make sure to
so hey,
like,
what's everybody been up to for the last week or two? Anybody?
I don't know.
No.
I traveled over
caught up on
states.
some Netflix. Chilled.
Okay,
went to Chicago.
Yeah.
So wait, how about I watched a whole lot of stuff, and I kept saying to myself, don't forget to write it down. Don't forget to write it down. You know I forgot to write it down. So I quickly tried to remember what I watched. And of course, I don't remember most of what I watched. But if I may, because I meant to tell you this in when I got to Chicago, and I'm going to see if I can find this. So I flew Delta because Southwest doesn't fly to Chicago to O'Hare from Atlanta. So come on, find it. Couldn't wait for the movie so I can see a movie, and in the selection, as I'm scrolling through my stuff here, in my selection of movies, here we go. Come on. This was the movie. This is specifically, hold on. Come on. This is specifically for you, Jay. Where's my camera?
Moonfall. Was it good?
Yes, and so that everybody understands why it even matters. Oh, wait.
Those are nudes.
Halle Berry. I guess you probably can't read that. Halle Berry stars in Moonfall. Okay, so here's the deal. I know I'm jumping in. Carrie, forgive me.
Damn, you're like just dick deep in this shit.
I am, because I've been holding this since I flew to Chicago. So Moonfall was actually good, okay? And it was, I was telling Lorenzo, Moonfall was good enough that it should have been Halle Berry's, oh my God, why did it just
Oscar?
No, it should have been her, what's that? Armageddon. It should have been her Armageddon.
Just no Ben Affleck.
No Ben. He was okay in Armageddon. But the reason I say that is because the point of the story is something's going on with the moon, and it is in a crash course with Earth. And she's this astronaut who years earlier had an incident out in space that, kind of sidelined her, and she just started working for NASA. And when all hell breaks loose, they contact her and this other guy who was there with her to figure out how to save Earth from the moon literally falling in on it. And it was very Armageddon-like, and I loved it. Okay, and I loved it.
Sound effects because I knew Jay was over there like something, right?
I was hanging on your every word. It was
it genuinely was good. It really was good. And I don't know if it was just an issue of timing. I don't remember if it was an in theater movie.
Does anybody ever notice that Kenny Loggins songs just never end?
Yeah, it's the same thing over and over and over again.
I'm like, oh wait, no, it's not over. You just got a little bit more. Jesus Christ.
He is also
it just doesn't stop.
Yeah, it doesn't. Because you don't
Oh, look at that. There's the fader. All right. Whew. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we made it to the end. Thank you for watching Boob Tube.
Damn! We're not even 10 minutes in, and we're being cut off.
That was enough. We've had enough. I think listen, it was a strong showing coming back after a show. Maybe next week we shoot for 20 minutes and we take it from there.
Okay.
Okay, no.
Thanks for coming.
Desiree's like, I have a new game to get back to, so yeah.
No, she's not afraid.
I do.
So I did watch something that showed up on my Amazon Prime called The Wilds, and it's about these staged plane crashes. One set is girls, one set is boys, and this scientist is doing a case study to see which of the genders last longer and which one has like better survival skills and all this other shit. And it's like a psychological. It very much reminded me of that show with Nicole Kidman where she had the retreat and the couples retreat, and they would come out to the retreat and she was studying their habits and their just the way that they navigate
that
emotions.
Was what was
and
that?
sex.
HBO Max or whatever that was. I remember watching that.
I can't remember. 9 Strangers. And it gave me that vibe, even though it was different in the sense that it was a plane crash, and it was just that whole like studying people's behaviors, which I find to be extremely weird. Like, you know, I understand if you tell people that you're studying their behaviors, they're not likely to act transparent.
Act the way you
like
want them to. Yeah.
But it just, for me, I'm just like, that's really weird to me. It reminded me also of I remember some movie where it was like the guy had camera, the landlord or the renter or something like that, and he had cameras in the house and he was watching. It's just
I'm
weird.
sorry. The noise in the background.
Yeah, Jay. Like, he literally shut down the show and was just like, fuck it.
He's busy pouring a cocktail in the background. Like,
he's like, hey, if you guys want to keep talking, fuck it, keep talking. But I'm gonna be back here and I'm gonna cook them.
All right, so Karen, let's just keep going with the show.
Fuck it, right? So the wild. It was actually pretty good. There's like a plant. There's like a person on each of the girl side and the boy side that knew what was happening, and basically was like supposed to be leading towards these scenarios. And to me, like I said, it's just odd to watch people and set up these scenarios, and especially in a situation where like people actually died. So it's like,
Why do I feel like we are now having an ASMR moment?
I feel like we're taking a bath.
And I think it sounds like somebody's taking a rip of a bong.
Okay.
Wow.
Puff pass.
Yep.
My.
Like puff. So what have you been up to, Desiree? We haven't seen you in 2 weeks.
3 weeks.
So, yeah, other than gaming, watching, like, there's some new games coming out and some new updates, like on some Phasmophobia. So that's like a paranormal game, which is really super fun. You could play with other people. And then there's like different ghosts. So they give you different clues you have to figure out. And then you have to stay alive, right? So the ghost actually hunts you in the game, which is really scary. And they're adding 2 new ghosts. So that's super exciting in the new update. And then there's another game coming out that's being released on the 13th. And it's called, hold on a sec. I think it's
afraid of no ghosts.
Yeah, no, I think it's
called It's called what?
Evil Dead, I think. But somebody told me it's like based off a movie. And then I haven't seen the movie. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Evil Dead was zombies, right?
Right.
Sounds like it.
Or was it?
Probably.
Yeah. So now they made a game about it, and it's releasing on the 13th of May on Epic Games. So we'll see. It's like a co-op. You could be like 4 different people, or you could be. It's gonna kind of be like Dead by Daylight, where you could be like the survivors or the killer. So should be fun.
Ooh,
sounds interesting.
Yeah. Should be fun. So other than that, I watched the last season of Ozark. I was really because I didn't finish that.
Okay, so how about I started from season 1 for like the 4th or 5th time, just so that I could see this latest season. Eventually, I'm gonna get through all the seasons, but every new season, I start all over again. So just so that I could be up to date. So
what's up, JT? Good. The ending surprised me because I was under the impression. So this season started with the birds getting into a crash that looks like it's fatal. So it leads you on to believe that they're dead. And then it says like 2 weeks prior. So basically it makes you think they're dead. And now it's going to show you what led up to this incident. But with the new episodes, that's not what happens. And it actually has a lot of twists and turns that surprise you. So
Okay.
Throws you for a loop. Yeah.
I liked it.
agree. I agree.
liked it. Spoiler alert, someone's gonna die.
But not what you think.
No, not what you
Okay.
think. It's not any of the birds. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. But is it a good storyline? Because after a while, the writers they like reach for something to talk about to keep you going.
I think they did a really good job. It looks like they're going to have a spinoff. It looks possible. They leave it open enough to where they could potentially pick up and do another season, or could potentially do a spinoff. But they close some chapters on some characters and finalize, some people just have had it coming. You know what I mean? Like, some things have just been in the works and just finally pulled the trigger and happened. So yeah.
Okay.
But it was good. I actually was pretty happy with the way that they ended things, rather than sitting there like Dexter.
Okay.
What? He moved to Alaska to be a Paul Bunyan? And I'm not. New Blood was good, but the first one, that ended terribly. So yeah, Ozarks did a good job. So it was good. Enjoyed it.
Cool. Yeah, like I said, I've started all over again in hopes of maybe getting through all the way. We'll see. I love Jason Bateman, so I think that's the only reason why I even try.
I like watching. The thing that I like about Jason Bateman, and I think one of the things that I like about this show, is that I'm big on watching character evolution. I hate when they keep characters exactly the same and they never have, like you saw Marty Bird, he was just a regular accountant one day, and then next thing you know, he's mixed up with the cartel, and then he's having to make big boy cartel decisions, and he's like fighting with good and evil, and then he starts making all this money, and then it's like he gets to this point where he just accepts that this is his life. You know what I mean? Like, as much as he wants to get out of it, at the same time he realizes this is what he's good at. He's good with fixing the numbers so that people that are trying to hide money can hide it in these ways. And then watching the wife, who was dead against it from the beginning, now she's a power player, and if anything, Marty's the one that's like, oh, let's move away, let's get away from this life, and she's like, no, we're doing this. So it's interesting. And then watching the kids as they go from not knowing to being like, oh, why are you guys doing this, to being involved. So I like watching the natural evolution of characters.
Listening to you describe it like that, I literally am having Breaking Bad flashbacks, in terms of like the wife's involvement at some point, and the fact that people ultimately start to know that the school teacher is a meth dealer, and
yeah,
it I never saw that before, but listening to you talk about it, I'm like, ooh, that sounds very Breaking Bad-ish.
I mean, it kind of is. It's almost the same thing, just a different set of circumstances. But it just goes to show that, for me, I think the message that I see in these shows is that we have to survive. And as much as we would love to be law-abiding citizens and do things by the book, which a lot of the laws are stupid anyways, but a lot, like, just watching people that are trying to live normal and living normal lives, and then get into a situation where they're losing their house, they've lost their jobs, they're trying to find ways to take care of their families, and these situations present themselves, and you see, like, like with I don't remember what show I was watching, and they were showing like the struggle trying to get a job, about to lose the house, the lights getting cut off, and then being put into a scenario where there were no other options. So it's like, you see people surviving, and obviously it's highly glorified, because you go from being broke one day and then the next day you've got hundreds of thousands of dollars, but
Yeah.
It is. It's the survival, y'all. I mean, I guess the
Yeah,
world
it
has
is.
turned.
I mean, I think that's the ultimate question is what are you willing to do to survive? Because in my constant restarting of the series, the one thing that happened that for me I'm seeing over and over again is in the first 30 minutes of the very first episode when this guy is faced with losing his life after watching his partner lose his life. Dude says and does what he needs to say and do in order to not only save his own life, but to save his family's life.
Right.
I mean,
these are real life choices, though.
Yeah.
This is real life choices. This is, I forget. Oh, 24. I was watching 24, and Jack says, they're saying, oh, we're going to have to remove you from the CIA because you directly disobeyed orders. And he's like, dude, they kidnapped my wife and daughter. Like, I had to do what I had to do to save my family. Fuck you. Like, you have to think about it. If somebody came to you and said, you have 24 hours to deliver, 10 kilos of dope, what are you going to do? I've got your
figure
family.
it out. I'm going to figure it out.
You going to drive? You going to shit on yourself while you're driving because you're praying to God nobody pulls you over. But
listen,
you're going to be like, fuck it.
I'm going to stop for them depends like that chick did from Texas going after the astronaut. What? See if I... Listen. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Anyways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Interesting.
What else have we watched, Miss Casey?
Okay. So when last we spoke, Jay had started talking about Moon Knight, which was on Disney Plus. So I had the chance to watch the whole series. So first of all, if you don't know, all the Marvel stuff is now on Disney
Plus.
And
yeah.
Yes. And what's interesting is Marvel has committed themselves to bringing life to like all their characters. So, we're used to the quote unquote superhero characters, but now we're seeing all the characters that are in the Marvel universe, if you will. So Moon Knight was like this, I don't know, super random, never heard of, whatever. And, Jay had initially started talking about it, and I had a chance to watch the whole series. It is, if you are into Egyptology and, the mummies and the idea of
the ancient Egyptian culture.
Yeah.
And
hieroglyphs and stuff.
All of that. It is really like that part of it alone is fascinating because they kind of like, if you're using that, talking about the hieroglyphs, there's a lot of features in the hieroglyphs, and in this story, some of those things are a reality that you're kind of like, okay, wait, what? Like, you get to see who these hieroglyphs actually are and what their role is in Egyptology, in the world of the Egyptian culture.
It's also so much different than any other Marvel thing that's out there, and so my funny story with that was, that was literally the only thing that I could talk about, in the last 2 weeks. That is the only show I've tried to watch, and I swear to God, I have tried to watch the same episode for like 11 days. So like through Exotica, it was like, I'd come in late at night and be like, all right, what am I going to watch? I'm going to watch this thing that I just barely started watching. I put it on and I wouldn't even remember hitting play. And I would wake up the next morning and be like, okay, and then the next night I would do the exact same thing. And then the next night I did the exact. So I've been attempting to watch Moon Knight, like the 4th episode or whatever it is.
Okay.
Like for the last better part of 2 weeks, basically. It's just because I'm so fucking exhausted every time I get into bed, and it just, I hit the play button and I go to sleep.
And that's it. That's a wrap. Yeah. So I finished watching it literally this past weekend, and there was a part of me that didn't necessarily like the story as much as I liked the Egyptology part of it, because I thought in some ways the story was bad, corny.
It was hard played out. Like, I love the dude that plays the lead in the show.
Yeah.
He was in this movie called Inside Llewyn Davis, which was like one of the greatest, like he plays a folk singer, kind of country guy. It's amazing music. It's like really just a cool movie. And Star Wars and everything else. Like, he's a well-studied dude. And it just, it was tough.
So and I think that's why I think I'm so more focused on the Egyptology of it, because that part was fascinating. Like I said, if you're
I will tell you, it is a fantastic show to sleep to.
I like it.
Oh
I like it.
Yeah, okay. All right. I watched it during the daytime, so yeah. But yeah, I did, like I said, I enjoyed the Egyptology part. I enjoyed seeing the characters and the hieroglyphs in sort of a real setting and understanding more about what they represent in
at least
Egypt.
As much as they like tell you. I mean, like, it's like, really, you're also don't get all of your Egyptology knowledge on like whatever Marvel decides to like randomly like throw at you.
Well, no, true. Yeah. But I was focused on, and because again, I'm not sure how far along you got, but I was focused on like
about till I fell asleep.
Yes. So there's an episode where there's this hippo on.
I saw that. I thought I was like tripping. They have some. There's some weird shit going on in that show.
Right, but that's, again, we're talking about, these characters, or I don't want to say characters, but these things that are a part of that culture. Yeah. So that was interesting, because I'm like, I've seen a lot of the hieroglyphs represented, but I don't know that I've ever seen the hippo represented. And I think I was annoyed.
You mean a talking hippo? Because that's basically what a talking.
Okay, so that's where I'm. That's why I wanted to back up.
It's not just like, oh, there's a hippo. It's like, hey, dude, that hippo is actually wearing clothing and it's talking to me right now. So when I said I felt like I was tripping, it was like literally I felt like there was a hippopotamus talking to me.
Wait, so let's back up. So before the scenes that I'm envisioning in my head, where it's the character on this ship with the hippo traveling through the sands.
Yeah.
The dude.
This all makes sense now.
He's in a psych ward with what appears to be his identical twin, running from something when they run smack dab into a talking hippo. That was like that's one of those moments where I go, okay, this writing sucks. This is bad.
And it's really shot well, and it's cool, and it's interesting. But at the end of the day, you're like, motherfucker, did I just spend 48 minutes on a show with a talking hippo? Like, what? Yes, like, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at in my life.
Do you ever get the impression that some of these movies and shows are really just designed for people that are high?
Yeah. Wait, are they designed by people that are high? There you go. That's the question.
By and for? Yes.
Yes.
Ask the question.
Well, considering it's about like 80% of America, maybe, okay, less than that, 70, it's whatever.
Yeah. But anyway, I finished that. And like I said, I was entertained more by them, the story behind the story, which is about the whole Egyptian culture and all of that. The actual story about the moon night, I'm like,
So there's a new show. It's called I Love That For You with Molly Shannon.
Okay, tell me how you like it. I want to watch that because
I like it. It's different. It's lighthearted. So what it is that Molly Shannon has been like a QVC air on air personality for like 20 or 30 years, right? And there's this little girl fighting leukemia. She's like 12 or 13, and she's watching Molly Shannon on the TV. And then fast forward, she's a grown woman still living with her parents. Her parents, coddle her because of her, she had leukemia. And mind you, she hasn't had leukemia in 20 years. And she has this dead-end job, and they're like, you should try out for QVC. So she works at Costco, and I think she works at Costco with her dad or something. But anyway, she tries out for QVC. So the thing that caught me, at first I was kind of like, but they say, listen, here's a highlighter. They give her a pencil, and they're like, sell us the pencil. And she literally is like, this pencil is in the hands of a doctor who's going to cure, and like she begins to sell the pencil with this like elaborate, and I was like, I like this. That's cool. And then she's like real clumsy and just socially awkward. And so she ends up on the QVC network, and they're like training her, and she's like idolizing Molly Shannon, and Jennifer Lewis plays this like badass boss that's like no hold, like she cuts no cards, like she's literally just straight to the point. And she ends up firing her, and then they let her back on because she says, I have cancer. And so they're like, every time she gets on air, they're like, say something about the cancer. And so she doesn't have cancer now. She had cancer 20 years ago. And so now it's just in the second episode where they're like, she's like fighting that urge to share and tell the truth, which is that she does not have cancer. But every time she does, someone's like, oh, here's a seat for you. We're so happy that you're fighting this. Like, and so she gets involved and engrossed in that whole like lie again. And so it's interesting. And then now Molly Shannon's going through a divorce, and she's like bonding with this, this person that's like all attached to her and just, gloats about how she's been a fan for so many years. And so it's interesting. I like Molly Shannon as a comedian. I mean, no one can forget.
Love her. I love that.
Superstar! So I have always been a big fan of Molly Shannon. So it's interesting to see her in a role that's different than I've seen her in before. So, and I like Jennifer Lewis, and it just looks like kind of fun. And I needed that lighthearted kind of TV for the last few weeks, because coming back from Chicago, you want to decompress and
veg the hell out.
And I just didn't want to watch any paranormal or true crime, ironically. And I didn't want to watch anything that was too serious that made my brain do too much work and like actually think about things. So it's nice to just watch something and kind of just like float away. So it was good. I liked it. Lighthearted.
Yeah. It's on my list, and one of the big reasons is I like Molly Shannon, but I also love Jennifer Lewis, and I wanted to see how these two bigger than life characters could share the screen together.
And very different characters.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And everything that Jennifer Lewis does is huge, because she's a very huge character. So yeah, I definitely have to put that on my list.
I would love to hear your opinion of it. Like I said, I personally liked it. I needed some. It was right on time when I saw it on my Fire Stick, and it was like, it just looked real lighthearted. So I started watching it and was just like, yeah, I can handle this right now. And it was right on time. It was just what I needed, right on time. So Desiree, tell us you've watched something.
Wait, that's the wrong direction. Okay, I was gonna say Kari turned, and I'm like, okay, me too. But
oh wait, I turned the wrong way.
I turned the wrong way.
Desiree.
Oh,
I still can't get it right.
Yeah.
Okay, Casey.
No.
Hey. Oh wait, hey.
Oh wait, you looked the wrong way.
I know. This is what I'm saying. There we go.
Love it.
I do not do well with which way am I supposed to turn, because I instinctively would turn this way, but it's that way.
It's the opposite.
Jay
Whatever.
Over there.
Go ahead.
Watching us trying to fight out of a bubble.
There we go.
That Jay.
Okay.
You know, the sound effect is like hiccups. Captain Obnoxious! I can't. Oh, Jay. Somebody take it away from him.
And that's just it. We've got nobody to take the button away.
Ted. Dan.
Somebody. No.
Somebody. No. They're like, nah, you're on your own. Desiree. Anything else that you've been watching?
Yeah, I started watching Blood Sisters on Netflix too. So I saw
the promo.
It's kind of like a murder mystery kind of show. It's really good. The beginning like really caught me off guard, so I'm gonna just say that. And so it's about these two women. They're like best friends. The one girl's gonna get married. Some like really bad shit goes down with the husband, and then she's like, man, like, she's like the wing woman of the other woman. She's like the kind of sister or the kind of girl that you need in your life. You know, that when bad shit goes down, she's gonna like slap you a couple times and be like, wake up. Like, you know what I mean? So, and it's good to have somebody to hold you down like that, because sometimes, right. Sometimes you need that in life.
Everybody needs a hardcore ride or die. Everybody.
Exactly. Agreed.
If you don't have a Thelma to your Louise or a Louise to your Thelma, something wrong.
You need one of those people that when you're put in a position where you can't say the things that you want to say or you can't do the things you want to do, they step in and is like, that's all right, girl, I got you.
Yeah. Or when you're about to do something scandalous and they the one with you and you can do that scandalous thing.
Girl, you got me for 2 hours.
To the grave.
You got me for 2 hours.
To the grave is all I'm saying. To the grave. Not the closet. To the grave. To the grave.
Right. So that's like a plot twist in the show. So
okay.
Yeah, you guys should watch it. Put it on your list.
Did see the promo for that, and so when I'm watching the promos on like Netflix and Prime and Hulu and stuff, I assess whether this is a show I want to be awake for or a show I can go to sleep during. So that was one of those where I'm like, okay, I want to be awake for that. So I got to save that for some moment when, I'm not feeling sleepy, which I don't know when that is, but
literally all of Moon Knight.
You are so
just
funny.
Throw Moonlight on.
Dude, literally, I'm telling you, I've never slept 11 days. 11 days, one episode. Haven't made it through. It is my fucking magic potion. I hope that I found the thing. Like, dude, if I that's just for the rest of my life. I put on the 4th episode of Moon Knight and I just go to sleep instantly. I think that I found it's like my own kryptonite, right? Like
so for me, when I was in college, I used to watch Tequila Sunrise with Goldie Hawn's dude. Like that used to put me to sleep every night.
Kurt Russell.
Late. Thank you, Kurt Russell. Lately, my sleeping pill is The Hateful Eight. That I'm usually asleep before they get to Minnie's haberdashery. I'm usually asleep before that. But that's my sleeping pill.
So you know what my thought is I think that I fall asleep faster to movies you have to pay attention to. If I put on a movie that I'm just spacing off and I'm like, I think that's Kim Kardashian, I could give a fuck about this. Maybe I just kind of daze off and I'm still awake. But when I have to pay attention, my brain checks out really quickly, and you're just like,
interesting.
Nah, no, I can't do this, and and I'm just out. I'm asleep. So I think I'm gonna write that off to Moon Knight of like,
and we're just gonna let it
being
go.
overly tired, and I'm hoping that it's as good as I hope it is, but I don't know.
No, it's not. It's
fuck.
entertaining.
Don't tell me that.
Entertaining. Okay, no, I'm saying it this way. It's entertaining. It's not good.
It's not good.
It's entertaining.
It's just not good.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So,
all my hopes and dreams are dashed.
Well, thanks to you, I was committed to watching it all the way.
I made you watch that piece of shit.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Look how influential you are.
Fantastic.
So I watched this show, and I'm not really able to get into it. It's kind of confusing for me. It's called The Flight Attendant, and it's with the girl from
How I Met Your Mother.
Show called? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it How I Met Your Mother?
Yes.
No, she was not the other one with the nerds. The nerds.
Oh, she was the nerd girl. Yeah, she was the nerd girl.
No, the blonde and the No,
she was the blonde chick. I know who you're talking about.
Kaylee Cuoco, whatever.
Something.
Down to Kokomo, Baruba, Jamaica.
Ooh, I want to take you to Bermuda.
What's the show? I can't think of the show with the nerds. I can't think of it.
Come on, pretty mama, Montego.
Okay, Axel, Alex, somebody. That's your job. You know that's your job. Figure that out. The show with the
Sheldon.
nerds.
There's Sheldon, and there's she was the girlfriend of the guy that played on Roseanne. He played Darlene's boyfriend at one time. Oh man. And she's in the commercials. Priceline, the Priceline lady. The Priceline girl. Anyways.
Okay.
So in The Flight Attendant, I didn't know that there was like a whole first season, so I just started watching episode 1 of season 2.
Oh, yeah.
So I just thought, okay, I'll just pick up here. So she's a flight attendant, but then she's like a CIA operative, and all of these things are happening, and like, her life is a whole mess, and it's just crazy. Like, and she's an AA, so she's like an alcoholic, and so apparently in season 1,
you gotta go back and watch the first season. Yeah, like you gotta go back and watch the first season, because like the first season made it worth it. Like the end of the first episode of that movie or of that show was like kind of hooked you in, and you were like, oh fuck, like what is going on here, And then they
did that with season 2 also.
Yeah, they did. But let me say, if season 2 hooked you like that, season 1 will hook you twice as hard.
Season 1 is why I watch season 2.
I agree.
Gotcha. And the nerd show, it was Big Bang Theory.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. Very good.
She's like, I
I enjoy The Flight Attendant. I think right now, I liked the first season more than the second season right now. But
well, and it's cute and it's bubbly, and the girl is really cute, and it's like a fun show, and I mean, it's entertaining, but it's definitely not one of those, I can't wait for next week when it starts.
Right.
Like, I'm like, oh shit, I got 4 of those that I haven't watched. All right, cool. I can sit down and watch all of it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's definitely something that I'm like, what do I want to do? Oh, yeah, that's on. I'll watch that.
Gotcha.
But definitely, Kara, go back to the first season. The first season was really good.
I will definitely do that, because I need to see the first season now that you say it's better than the second season. Because I like the second season, but I feel like I missed a lot, because she's in rehab or like in AA, and like all of these things are happening. And what I like about the show is how she fights with her different personalities, like the drunk her, the party her, the slut her, the business her, the trying to be a good girlfriend her, like all of these different aspects of her personality, like fighting, and she's like face to face. Like, I think she's doing a phenomenal job. Like, for her as an actress, this is a definite step up from Big Bang Theory. But yeah, I'm into it. I'll watch it. Like you said, it's not one of those things where I'm like, oh my god, I gotta watch it as soon as we get off line, but it's definitely something that, again, more lighthearted TV with a twist of mystery, and who doesn't love a good CIA operative, mystery story?
Yeah. That.
Agreed.
It could have happened to any of us.
Oh man, I wish. Holy cow! If only. How do you just stumble into that? And okay, so you haven't seen the first season, but in the second season, you've got someone who's impersonating you and killing people, making it look like you're killing people. And at the same time,
you don't even know it's not you. You're like, wait a minute, I could have done this.
And then at the same time, with you being this CIA operative, there's this impersonator on camera looking like you, doing things that you should not be doing. And because you're a busybody, you're in places you should not be in. It's just, she's all over the place. And I think that's a part of what draws you in, is that she's constantly doing something she shouldn't do, hiding from people. It's a lot. And in the first season, not to, spoiler alert, but like literally in the beginning of the episode, in the beginning of the first episode, somebody dies that she's been with, and she spends the rest of the season trying to figure out what the hell happened, because she's a blackout drunk.
Right.
So, and
hence personality,
all of the personalities, right?
Yeah, with her personality being her conscious being like, you fuck up, this is what you do. Do it again.
Yes. So yeah, that part I'm really entertained by all of her little personalities and how the real conscious person fights with all of her subconscious personalities. Yeah. And I'm like, at what point does the stronger character take over, and which one is the stronger character?
This is true. She was doing so good, and then she fucked up and drank again. So it's like,
yeah.
No.
And the crazy thing is, she still had all of these personalities that she was fighting while she was sober. So you can't even now say these were as a result of the drinking. They're just there. That's just who she is. The alcohol just seems to make it worse.
Right. She just forgets. When she doesn't drink, she's faced with these conversations and these personalities constantly at every turn. So at least with the drinking, she could like disappear for a while and mentally just check out. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's entertaining. It is definitely entertaining.
For sure. I'm definitely into it. So yeah. Desiree. My love. Okay. Boom. Casey, what you got for us?
Okay. So I finally watched sort of all of the Batman. That is straight trash. It is.
The new one?
Yes.
It was good?
No. You heard it right here, ladies and gentlemen. Casey Carter loved the Batman.
It's trash. Trash.
No.
Trash.
Trash.
Hardcore pass.
Smash.
Hardcore. No. Trash.
Smash.
Trash. The only thing that is a smash in the Batman is Zoe.
Smash.
That is the only thing that is a smash. That is Zoe. Zoe.
Uninterested. Oh, we have new
cards. She got them cards lined up. Thank you. Love it. But yeah, no, the Batman, trash, and more trash. And Zoe, Thank you, Desiree.
I got you.
Wait.
Zoe
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
I was drawing.
Yeah. So here's
good
what
for you.
here's what I say about it.
You shall not pass.
So, dude playing the Batman, Pattinson, whatever, the former Twilight vampire who's technically dead, right? Technically dead.
Yeah, not the Harry Potter guy. Don't get it twisted.
Because I said Harry Potter the first time, but dude is as dead as Batman as he is as a vampire. Same character, dead, no life. Every scene he's in, I'm like, could somebody like shock this dude back to life so that there's a little bit of energy? I mean, every scene he's in, I'm like, give this dude some Molly, some ecstasy, some something.
Yo, I want to hang out with Casey. Yo, look what's going on over here.
I'm just saying, every scene he was in was like, let's just say I forced myself to watch it. I slept through that movie 3 or 4 times and just finally was like,
is it your Moon Knight?
Let's try it.
Oh my God.
It's your Moon Knight,
basically.
right?
Let me tell you what my girlfriend called it. She said that movie was like diaper rash. He was so dry. It was worse than chub rub.
Thank you. See, this is what I'm talking about.
I fell asleep. I didn't even make it through the first 10 minutes, and I was just like,
yeah. It's dark. Now, granted, Batman for the most part is typically dark. The most of the movies are dark. There's that one that was in the freaking vibrant colors or whatever, but most of them are dark. I'm okay with that. I've gotten used to that. This dude as and okay, I do not like Ben Affleck as Batman. I like Ben Affleck more than this kid. I'm just saying.
That's a heavy hand to lift. Ben Affleck was a shit ass Batman.
He was.
And the thing is like Batman, the problem is like they always made this Batman dude be this attractive, like kind of like go-getter, like whatever. Whereas really this dude is just a dark, fucked up, weird, abnormal kind of human being. And I think that I don't know. I don't think it was that bad. I don't think it was the best, the best that they've done. By my standards, like, somewhat recent generationally, I would say that Dark Knight was just the kind of like the place where all Batman, yeah. But also remember that by the end, when Christian Bale was like the last time that he was in Batman was a piece of trash movie. Like, and then he went on to do Terminator, which by the way was him playing the exact same human being, talking about in like this weird like like
that was a waste,
and it was horrible. So a lot of these movies are trash. I don't think that this one was that bad. I saw it in the theater and it was actually like, it was entertaining. Dax did sleep.
I didn't. So. I'm sorry. I did not like him. He had no life. Nothing.
He's a vampire. What do you expect, woman? Jeez.
That's my whole point. That is my whole point. Take your little vampire ass back to Twilight.
Dude, he didn't even twinkle in this movie. It was so disappointing.
That might have been interesting if he had twinkle.
See? Listen, note to self. Batman 2, make him twinkle.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
See if
Did they have any villains? Like any normal villains or like new villains?
Hey, so how about enough of these like horrible movies that nobody wants to watch and whatever we're talking about. Look, I have a picture that I want to show everybody. You ready for this? Look at this.
Woo! Yeah, family photo.
There's the crew, right? We got this.
Yes.
This is our Sunday morning. Anybody that didn't get too drunk on Saturday night shows up to take the staff
and
photo.
There's the gold jacket. There's the gold jacket.
There it is. Wait, can I zoom in on it? I probably can. There. Nope, that's as big as it gets. So yeah, there's Brittany in her gold jacket. But there you go. I wish you could see my mouse. But you'll see Kari in there, and you see Casey in there. They made their first ever Exotica staff photo.
Yeah.
So everybody's back from Chicago.
Casey and I mean Kari and I were like one of the first few people there because we're like we're not missing this bitch.
Tyomi's like, yeah. What a crew! What a motley crew! But it's amazing to see how big this crew is, right? Like. When years ago when this all started, it was literally 5 of us and a couple of security guards crossing our fingers and hoping it all worked. And so now to see it like this is fucking awesome. So there you go. Chicago was.
Rob was fantastic. Him and Brittany because somehow, some way there was no will call for the girls of the fashion show. And Rob was like, here's some bands. We're going to get them in. Get on in there. Do a good show. And I was like, thank you so much. Because, of course, we're one of the first shows after the doors open. So trying to get through Ladies Free Friday with the line that was out the door, then trying to get in through the side where the consumers come through the doors and go through security. Rob was like, nah, I got you. We got this. I was like, thank you so much. And he's like, make sure you tell Jay. I was like, I'm going to tell him. Don't worry.
There you go. I'll tell him on TV. Right. No, that's
I'll tell him on TV. Now you can't say I didn't say anything.
Nope, Rob was the man.
The staff,
he's our
staff. The Exxxotica staff. I just said this yesterday during one of the Why Not Summit meetings, and I was just like, if you haven't been to Exxxotica, if you haven't exhibited at Exxxotica, or you haven't participated, you are missing out. I say that this is the best convention on the planet. Period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I have
totally
not had the experience of going to a bunch of them, but I've gone to a lot of them, and I definitely have the most fun at the most people at Exxxotica. And I just had Lady Ray X on Casey at Night, and I met her last year at Exxxotica. Initially, I saw her in Jersey. And she, in DC, she came all up in my face to make sure I knew who she was. When I tell you, everybody, such a huge percentage of the people I know in adult entertainment, I met at Exxxotica. And it is what she and I talked about is it is one of those places where you go and no matter what you do, no matter whether you're a cam, an adult performer, whatever your bag is,
BDSM lifestyle,
nobody
big, tall,
cares.
Small, short.
They don't
big,
care. It's
small,
the fact that you're there. You just instantly meet your people. You click with so many people. And they become family, literally, in that moment. And it just gets bigger and bigger. Like my first Exxxotica, I met Jet Set and Jasmine and King Noir. And then the next Exxxotica, it was, the rest of the people in the Sexpert Corner and all these people at Clips for Sale and all these people from My Free Cams. It just, every time you go, you meet more people and you love it more and more. And I think COVID made everyone touch starved so that now that they can come to some place like Exxxotica and see their favorite adult entertainer and touch them, it just feels even more fun, more engaging, more exciting, and to see the number of people who are showing up as
dude,
talent.
and Chicago was fucking crazy. The number of people that came through that place and the smiles on their faces and so I spent 4 hours on Friday at the front door stamping hands, taking tickets, stamping hands, and it's fun for me because I go up there and I get to just work with everybody and get everybody in and do what we're doing. And, I can keep an eye on everything, but at the same time, it's not a real hard process. It's just a lot of people. And we're ripping through it. And it was literally 3.5 hours of just stamping hands, scanning tickets, stamping hands, scanning tickets. And, you know, we use an invisible ink and people are like, wait, you didn't get me. You got to go again. I'm like, no, man, it's invisible ink. Keep going. Here we go. All right, next up. Like, but it's also fun because I stand up there and I'm like, yo, nice shoes. Love those things. Here you go. Stamp on your hand. All right, next you. All right, you. Love the hat. What's up with the hat? All right, cool. Stamp on your hand. Here you go. Like, and we just like, I just like kind of like to yak people up as we go, you know, through line. So I don't know. It's actually one of my more favorite things to do of running the show. So I love taking tickets.
I got two things to say. One, I want to say congratulations to Jet Setting Jasmine and King Noir for the addition to their family, the little girl. And two, I forgot what the other thing was.
Okay.
Fuck it. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It is officially 10 o'clock, which means we have to end our amazing episode of Boob Tube and talk more about Chicago next week. So, you're going to have to tune in and see what we've been watching on our Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Peacock, and all that other shit. So, thank you so much. And are we doing boxes today, or are we just, we just figure
let's call it. We're right on the line. We're good.
We're right on the line.
All right. To find everybody. We're good.
Yeah,
all right. You know how to find us. Just show up back here next week.
Fake box. Yeah.
Here you go.
Quick box.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Same time, same bat channel. Back to you, Jay.
Bye.